This is Zach over at NV Woodworks, and I wanted to finally get my shop tour update going. So I'm going to take you around the shop, show you what's been going on. Lots of improvements and upgrades. So anyway, hope you enjoy. Okay, we're coming into my little area in the shop. First off, this is kind of new. It's been in the shop for a while, but I decided to drag it into my area. So I'm doing breaking down of sheet goods and rough lumber on this. It makes it a lot easier having my lumber rack all right there. I can just take the plywood or whatever I'm using, drop it on that table, and knock it out. Now, one of the other things that I did was I moved my Festool vacuum and table and saw and everything like that right there. So all I got to do is just, it's in cords length. So I just pull it right over here. And I can get to breaking down. It really sped things up in the shop. I was always trying to clear off the table saw and do all kinds of... I basically tried not to do any sheet, like break down full sheets if I didn't have to. So now I don't have a problem. I just pull it out and go for it. So I changed my wood rack storage and everything. I kind of added these shelves, but the big difference is I used to have this stuff on the wall, horizontal, and I found that I always needed the piece that was on the top shelf underneath all the rest of the wood. So I decided to go for vertical, and now it's great. I just pull out whatever piece I want. I can sift through it, and I don't got to climb a ladder to get there. So I kind of like that. Now, I might, if I bought, slightly wet lumber, I might put it horizontal for a while and then put it, all the stuff that I've gotten here is really dry, so I don't even frankly know if that makes any difference, but that's the way I say it. So the miter saw never moved, but it's sitting right there. I use it infrequently. Got a little bit more short cutoffs right there. Got a little puka with, that's where I keep all my measuring tools and things. Got some squares and all that kind of good stuff. And there's my Bridge City stuff. I love their stuff. Man, wish they made more of it. I'm always on the waiting list. And then moving down, I moved my bench. It used to be over kind of by the lathe back there. I don't know if you can see that, but I wanted to move it up against the wall, and I want to, right there, there's blue tape marking out where there's some studs on that paneling, or behind it. I want to put a wall hanging tool cabinet right there, because I'm using this thing. It's my this is my messed up anarchist tool chest. It's really not, I didn't build it for an anarchist tool chest. It just, that book and everything that was going on with these tool chests was coming out right when I needed to move, so it seemed like the smarter way to move all my tools. But now I'm sick of pulling them out of there, and I want it on a wall so I can just grab them right at my bench. So moving down the line, well, I added this paneling because I couldn't stand the penitentiary look of the brick, so it's a little bit nicer and happier in here. I just made this joinery bench. It's kind of stole Shannon's idea somewhat. It's a great idea because I always got an achy back after chopping mortises and stuff, so having it a little higher than the bench is pretty nice. I made all these, this whole vise system myself. It's using the Beal wood screw system maker, and I turned all this stuff, but I really like that. The Beal wood threader, or whatever it's called, that thing rocks. You get really good results, and those screws work really great, so it's pretty interesting. I kind of misjudged the size of these, but they turn great, man. Love it. So anyway, moving on. Clamp storage is on this wall now, and below the clamps, the new sharpening station, dedicated, so I don't have dull tools. Now I have no excuse to not go and touch up a chisel if it's getting a little dull. So, and then moving down the line, I got my rollaway and some general kind of like home improvement tools and wrenches and stuff like that. Got electrical junk and random tools down below there. One thing I did add, now it's going to get kind of bright because I got to go look at pretty much at a light. But I added those 2 shelves up top because I found that I had a ton of stuff that was just taking up floor space that I don't really need, like, ever. So put it up there. And then I got this thing has finishes and manuals and books and all kinds of random stuff in it. And then down below is some more like finishes, glues, epoxy, gloves, finishing supplies, and assembly tools, I guess. And a little bit more of the same right there. This area is my, right here, this part of the bench over there is my casting and stabilizing kind of stuff area. I think I just got done doing these things. These aren't stabilized yet, but I just did a batch that's up here. This stuff's mountain mahogany. Right there, that's a walnut bracelet blank, pine cones and ring blanks, and all kinds of stable things. Most of this stuff is these cups are cactus juice stabilizing stuff, but behind there is all my Alumilite dyes and all that kind of good stuff. So I use that for all the casting that I do. And then these cabinets just kind of have random supplies. These are like mixing bowls and stuff up there, and this stuff has some blanks and random turning things, and then that's just kind of turning finish station for the most part. Alright, and then there's my little Tasty Bake oven that I use for the stabilizing, and I think I'm going to have to replace that pretty soon because the temperature fluctuates so much that I get inconsistent results. But I just added these shelves, actually all of these things down here. Just shop built, slap it together stuff, but it really helps out. Every little bit makes a difference. So this is just kind of, I make ring boxes and I make nail files and all kinds of stuff, and so these are just supplies for the pad for the ring and all that stuff, the crafty stuff you got to put in there. This is hardware and knobs and general random stuff, and then these are all my pen kits and ring blanks, all the kind of bushings, all that kind of stuff, turning supplies. And then up here is my turning blanks, pen blanks pretty much. So it helps to keep things at least put away. And then down here is the kind of sharpening, grinding station. You got the Wolverine jig for my turning tools, and then I really like this Lee Valley thing. That thing definitely helps, especially for skew chisels and stuff. So pretty cool. I used to use that buffer, but those wheels are really hard, and I never got good results. So I finally bought man, I'm telling you, this is like a plug for Beal. The Beal wood buff system, man. Get good. I don't know if Beal's is any better than anything else, but as long as you get the right buffing wheels, you'll get better results. That's what I found. So this is turning corner right here. I got my Comet 2 lathe and little supplies and junk for it, chuck and whatever. We're doing the Bangle Bowl. Actually, what's on there right now is a segmented bracelet that I decided to try. Kyle Toth does these segmented things, and I thought, well, I might give it a try. So I'm trying it out. I'm gonna go with this is Purple Heart Zebra Wood and Purple Heart. I'm gonna turn that off a little bit smaller, but I don't know. It's working all right. I think after doing it once, I think the next time I do it, I'll have a couple better ways to do things. But anyhow, moving on. I moved the drill press right over here because I drill the pen blanks and all that kind of stuff. And the other thing is, you'll see my old dust collector back there. The drill press and the lathe are two of the, well, if you can throw the miter saw in there too, and they're just almost impossible to get dust collection hooked up. So I figured I'll give my old one a try and see if I can collect anything. But I kind of wanted to group those together because they don't really, you can't get good dust collection, and they just didn't fit in my Island O tools over there. So I figured I'd go over there. So then next to that, there's my pocket hole jig thingy. I don't really use that too much. I did use it on that joinery bench. I just didn't feel like messing around with. I wanted to get that thing done, not play with hand tools really. So one day I'll have enough time to actually work on my hand tool work. Anyway, so this is the Festool table system. I got all my Festool things, my router, my sanders, the saw, all that kind of good stuff. And right now hooked up, this is the Mirka sanding block. You can hook it straight into your vacuum, any kind of vacuum, and it's got holes. So turn the vacuum on and you don't have any dust using a sanding block. I think that is one of the greatest inventions in the world. And the thing's light, so you don't get too tired. Nice. Let's see here. Oh, we got the belt sander. This is what I did with my Rockler Dust Right whatever thing. That thing sucks. No, I should take that back. That thing is terrible. Way underpowered. So I decided to hook it up to the Shopsmith. Another tool that you can't really get very good dust collection on, but it's doing a little bit. And there's the Shopsmith set up as a disc sander. Obviously that disc needs replacing one of these days. Okay, so we went around the edge. Now we'll kind of go through the inside, the interior island tool. My idea was I needed that other dust collector that I got over there is a 1 horsepower, and it was terrible. It just did not do what I needed it to, considering I got a lot of tools. So I can't get a very good picture. This is the Grizzly 3 horse, just normal dust collector system. I decided to slap that thing right in the middle of an island of tools and hook them all up, and then not have to run ducting all the way across the shop. So starting here, this kind of goes with my material breakdown. I can joint my stuff right there. It's hooked up to the dust collector. I got blast gates hooked up to everything. So I just pop the blast gate open and everything goes. I got wireless remotes hooked up to that thing. So, and then once I get the things jointed, I either hit it with the drum sander or my planer over there. My old toolbox is in the way, but once I get my wall thing, that'll be gone. Right there, I got a little... I really like this machine. Now, frankly, I want to get a dedicated spindle sander and a dedicated bigger belt sander, but man, I'll tell you what, this thing costs like 300 bucks, and it was a great deal. I think they discontinued it, though. I don't know why. But right here's sitting on my toolbox is my downdraft table. I've got the Dust Right system. I do like these hose things, these expandable hoses and stuff, and the handles. So I just pop this thing off here, and I can plug it in here when I want to downdraft sand. So that's kind of nice, and I got that hooked up to a separator, so I can also use that for shop, just vacuuming up my shop. So that's nice. My planer, I love this little rigid, man. That thing costs maybe 300 bucks also, and it's still going strong. And then moving down the line, once I get everything all planed and jointed and everything, I rip one of the other edge off, and then cross cut everything with my saw stop. Really love this saw. It works really well. And luckily I have not used the electronic technology. And then over there, so let me get a shot of this. Here's my dust collection line. I think the longest line is maybe 8 feet, which is pretty nice. So just kind of scoot back around to the end here. There's my outfeed table, and it kind of stores sandpaper and stuff. And there's my Jessam router table sitting on top of my really terrible rendition of the Yankee Workshop. That was one of the first projects I ever made, and it's ugly, but it works. It's stable. I got the Jessam router table, lift, fence, all that good stuff, and I really love this setup. It's great. And I got a Rockler dust bucket underneath there with the 3-horse Porter cable in there. This router table works great. Next to that, the 14-inch Delta that I rebuilt, refurbished and everything. I use this for, like round cuts, whatever, circles. What am I trying to say? I don't know. And then this is my straight line resawing and ripping bandsaw. It's an 18-inch Steel City. Curved work. That's cutting curves on the bandsaw right there. I don't really use this that much, but when I do, I really enjoy it, actually. And I got this Carter stabilizer thing, and I actually really love this. You get rid of all your stabilizers, all the 6 stabilizers, and use that one. I haven't touched it since I installed it. It's great. I like no hassle tools. I'll be making more videos. I'm sure the shop's going to go through lots of changes. Pretty soon here, I should be getting hopefully getting a laser engraver. That should be kind of fun to play with. I might even go with a Shop Oko CNC machine. I saw David Picciuto doing his inlays and stuff with that. Man, that is cool, and it's really not that expensive. So anyhow, there's always going to be more toys to play with. You can count on that. And anyway, if you have any comments or questions, leave them below on my YouTube channel or on my website. And if you need to get a hold of me, my email is zach@nvwoodworks.com. You can follow me on Twitter too. That's where I do a lot of stuff. I kind of check in a lot on Twitter. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want more woodworking videos from me, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can subscribe to my channel, and you'll get notified whenever I put up any new videos. So thank you to all the subscribers that I have, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. This is Friday for me, and I'm going to go home now. So woodwork on! Woodwork!